Howdy, neighbor. This is Black Label Closers. Happy Halloween, guys. Just wanted to dress up and have a little fun. Have a little fun. Awesome, guys. Well, we are doing the cowboy thing today, and we're going to talk about very sensitive stuff. So today we're going to talk. This Thursday at 7 p.m. Today is Thursday the 28th. I'm sorry, 30th. The 30th, because we are on Thursday. Halloween is on Friday. So I just wanted to kind of cover my bases and be a cowboy today. All right, perfect. We're going to talk about. So the title of today's live is extremely important. Halloween setter closer training, things trainers don't know. And I know that a lot of people, when they talk about training individuals, they talk about how they're different, and everybody has that extra kick, and a lot of people do, and so do I. Right? I also have secrets, but the way I train is a completely different animal, and I'm telling you, it's not just me saying that. That's just the way it is. So, why am I saying these things? Trainers don't know. Every experienced, seasoned, highly effective, exceptional closer, and you guys understand if you've watched my videos in the past, you guys know that I make a clear differentiation between what a salesperson is and what a closer is. I train people to be closers, not salespeople. Salespeople chase sales, closers close sales, right? So if you are a highly effective closer, you'd understand this. And trust me, here's the reason why. Experience. I don't care how much a lot of young generations talk about, the old generation doesn't know how to do this, or they're too complicated. I mean, people that are new at something, especially when they're new at life, they think they know more than people that have some time in life. And we've tried a lot of things, and we know we might not have the agility of young people. We might not, things slow down for us, of course, in that age. But at the same time, I want you to understand that when you have enough time living and enough time at doing something repetitiously over and over and over and over again, you start after a while reading into things that in the beginning you can't. You don't even know that you have to understand this. So a lot of the trainers will never talk about this. Mark my words. Maybe some seasoned trainers, but they have to be very exceptional. And I happen to be very exceptional when it comes to my trade. All right. I'm one of the best. All right. And I'm talking about 5% top. So the first item that we're gonna talk about is this, and I guarantee you, if you've been to sales trainings, you haven't heard about this. 99% of you. When closing on the phone or video, always pay attention to the background environment. We're going to talk about that. People just don't care about that. That's so important, and you'll see why. How you position your lips. Tell me you've heard that before. How you position your lips can tell prospect all about your confidence, your IQ, your mood, and your character. Yes, sir. The way we'll talk about that. Confront sarcasm. When a prospect is giving you sarcastic answers, be challenging. Don't. When I say confront within the context of professionalism, understand that I'm not telling you to go and pick a fight. I'm asking you if you confront sarcastic people with logic, that's it. They can't. They will start um, what's the word I'm looking for? They will start becoming unglued. They start just falling apart, and they push harder. Sometimes they're going to push harder, and you can't arrest their ballistic personality and attack with logic. They start becoming disfigured, if you will. Right. So uh, confront sarcasm. It's not fair, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense to fall into a sarcastic conversation. Do not allow someone to mute you on the phone or video. Nobody's training on that. All right, we'll talk about that and why. And have a bonus bullet point. If we have time, I'll cover the last one. It'll be a surprise. All right, perfect. All right, guys, let's go with the first one, and let's talk about this very simple. Let's talk about this very simple point right here. It's coming over. It's coming up. All right, perfect. So, when closing on the phone or video, always pay attention to the background environment. So, let's say that you're setting someone. I'm going to talk to both setter and closer. So, let's say that you're setting someone, that you're looking to set someone up. And now remember, this is high ticket, right? Black Label Closers is an organization dedicated to help people become highly effective closers in high ticket. So because it's high ticket, people are going to pay a lot of money for what you're selling, what you're closing. Then there's got to be an air of importance around you and everybody that come in contact with. You cannot treat yourself like a cheap item when you're asking for $20,000. You have to treat yourself like you're worth the money, because if you do not treat yourself, this is called posturing, right? Now remember, posture slash rapport, they both go hand in hand. If you fail to integrate one or integrate them both, you're just going to have one or the other, you're going to make a mess, right? Too much posture without being having rapport is just being rude, and too much rapport without being postured, it's just making friendships. And I'm going to tell you this, guys, if you ever hear if you take one thing away from this conversation, is never become the prospect's friend. All right, because once you become their friend, you're going to be at the same level, and you are sentimentally involved. And when they perceive that, they're going to ask you for a discount. They're going to ask you for special treatment, and they might just tell you no. And trust me, after they ask you for all those things, provided that you give it to them, which I don't understand why people would talk about discounts. I would never, and this is both for salespeople, coaches, mentors, people that please don't give discounts. I know it sounds like a good deal. If you manage a car dealership, a used car sales lot, yeah, discount is great. But not when you're telling people my information, what I teach people is worth $50,000. But just because you're talking to me today, I'm going to give it to you for $30,000. So what happened to the $20,000 that you were going to charge, or you're charging everybody else? So you're telling me that your information, your intellectual property, is not really worth 100% of what you're asking. You see what I mean? No, but Jader, you have to, discounts are a trick to be able to get people's money. No, the trick is having the strategy and the character to be able to build yourself up with enough value so that people believe that you're worth 100% of what you're asking for. Right? There, please take that away. I'm an old dog. I know what I'm talking about. All right. So let's get back and kind of digressed. So let me just get back to here. So why is it important to pay attention to what's going on the background? Let's say that you have a Zoom video call. And that video call, the person turns on their phone, right? Their smartphone, whether, iPhone, Android, whatever. And the person is walking around at Walmart, getting some food, some, fruits and vegetables and milk and bread around with their kids. Are they taking you seriously? seriously. No, they're not. They're just filling in space, right? And to be honest, if someone is going out to for groceries and they're talking to you at the same time, here's what's going to happen. Probably food shopping for them is more important than talking to you. And they're probably hanging out with their wife, with their kids, or let's say that someone is in a house and the kids are running in the background, and the wife is turning around asking the kids to be quiet, and side talking to other people, opening the door. Maybe there's they're fixing the air conditioner, whatever, right? And they're interacting with other people. This is something that you have to stop people from doing. If necessary, because you're not going to be able to close someone for $20,000, $30,000, $10,000, $15,000 if you're not making sure that they respect that interval of time that they're spending with you. You're belittling yourself, your own self, the company you represent, the mentor that you represent, by allowing people to kick you around while you're on the phone. Your time is precious. I mean, come on, guys. If you're chasing $200,000, if you're going to make $200,000 a year, treat yourself like you're worth six figures. I know architects that make $200,000, that make $150,000. I know IT guys that make $100,000, $150,000, and they act the part. You know, an architect, he's going to be important. He's going to be a celebrity within his own community because he's a well-off individual, someone who's making six figures, someone who can handle economics, the finances of his family. You are the same. This is a $200,000-$300,000 job, so treat it as such. All right, and tell the person, listen, with all the respect, I want to make sure I'm giving you 100% of my attention. All right, I dedicated this time for you and for whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, and see if I can help you. But I cannot help you if you're not giving me 100%. This has to be a reciprocal relationship, so we can create a symbiotic relationship. And then boom, make him either get the kids out of the room, get a babysitter, reschedule if you have to, but don't wing it like you think you're going to sell. I get these guys giving me a call from agencies that want to help my black label closers become a commanding force in the marketplace. They want to help me. But here's the problem. When they call me, they don't posture me. Today I was talking to somebody, nice guy, real nice guy, has the temperament, has everything for him to be a killer, but he has not been trained right. I wish I could train him. And he was on the phone today. I really like him. And he said he's been chasing me, sending me text messages, because the first time that he got me on the phone, he didn't have the maturity in business to ground me and say, listen, I'm going to give you a call. Later on today, I said, 1 hour, give me a call back in an hour. I wanted to find out how he was going to conduct business. How was he going to conduct himself to ground me in position and posture me for that call. And all he said was, okay, I'll give you a call in about an hour or two. First of all, guys, this is besides the point, but since I'm talking about this and I'm passionate about this, don't tell anyone in business that you're going to give him a call in 1 or 2 hours. Please don't do that. How do you do that? I mean, this is the message that you're sending people is, look, I don't really have anything going on in my life, so might as well. I can give a call in an hour or 2 or 3 hours. I don't care. Or tomorrow, or the day after, or whatever. No. You tell the person, I'm going to give you a call in about an hour. But, hey, John, help me out here. Please remember me. For me to take time out and separate a block, a slot of time, it means a lot for my business, for what I'm trying to build here. So, do I have your? Is this your ethical commitment that you're going to be there at 1 o'clock. I don't care if you're a setter, especially if you're a setter, right? So if you're on the phone and you hear people, the person is side talking to somebody else, please stop him. Don't. I let him do that twice. I'm not going to say anything the first time. I'm not going to say anything the second time. The second time, I'm going to be kind of obvious about it without saying it. If they do it the third time, I am going to stop them, and this is how I do it. This is I'm talking, and they're because sometimes people are so disrespectful. You're in the middle of a very important. You're conveying a message. You're building yourself. You're trying to get this $20,000 sell, and all of a sudden, this guy's talking to somebody else. If they're doing it more than, I'd say probably not let them do it twice. By the second time, just get going with them. But I let them slip 3 times. The third time, I go, listen, I am so sorry. Sometimes I'm sarcastic, and I pretend like whatever they were talking was towards me, and I stopped, and I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what you said. What did you say? No, I was just talking to somebody who came to the door. Hey, listen, and right there, I don't even let him talk to the person. I'm not going to give him the time. I tell him, hey, listen, wait, hold on. Before you talk to the person on the door, this is the third time that you talk to somebody else while I'm talking, and I can appreciate that you're busy and all that stuff. If this is not a good time, it wouldn't make sense for me to keep talking if you have a lot of things going. Why don't we just reschedule this? I'm doing 2 things. I'm being professional, respectful, but I'm being respectful of myself, and I'm posturing as well and taking it away all at once. I'm doing all those things at once. So please respect your line of work, right? Number 2, I love this one. How you position your lips. Okay, before I go to number 2, let me just say one more thing about number 1. Everything that you demand from a customer, you have to provide. So you can't. Please don't. And I'm gonna talk about driving. When someone's driving, that should be included right here. But don't have your kids around. Don't side talk. Right? You respect your customer. Don't play games, video games, or watch TV, or you got to do it in an isolated area. If you have an office, if you have a place where you can conduct business, be professional. I ask people to be professional on the phone because I'm being professional on the phone or in person or on video. I don't care. I'm going to be professional. I'm going to be on time. I am going to do all those. That's called posture. How you position your lips can tell a prospect all about your confidence, your IQ, your character, even the mood you're in. Check this out. So when I train people, everybody's after the technical information. How do you do this? And, give me the rebuttals to this objection right here. And how do I do this and that? I'm like, okay, that's great. But if you don't understand what's everything in between 1 and 2, everything that nobody hears. Like I train people on listening to what nobody's saying. Those are that training. It's so pure psychological, just like this one today, right? So if you talk like this, if you're going to talk like this, then you're going to sound. Some people I can hear. Sometimes the best way. You have to, that's the reason why I tell people when you're going through the script, analyze the script, study that script to the point that you will know which are the parts that you accelerate, that you slow down, where you drop your voice, where you throw a little laugh. Listen to the difference when I say something like this and I talk like this. I'm sounding very friendly and I'm sounding very relaxed. But if I change my tone, I change my lips, now I'm going to change the tonality and I'm going to swing the mood of the conversation. Now I'm going to slow down. If I want to convey something really serious, I'm going to drop my voice and I'm going to say, you have to understand. And I do those little inflections right there. You have to understand that when you do not pay attention to the details, now everything is not going to make sense. You see what I mean? I went from going really low to really, really loud because I want to get the person, engage the person in the call, and I am going to use my lips as part of the way I'm going to shoot my bullets. Right? They're going to be what determines the power that I'm conveying. Not so much the volume of the voice. The volume is going to make things emphatical, depending on what the tonality of the concept, because concepts have colors, right? One concept can be very, very vibrant, and another concept can be very dark, very obscure, um, very dim in the way that it sounds, right? Sounds have colors. Play with the colors. That's why when I'm on the phone or I'm on video pitching someone, I go to my stereo voice. I do my stereo voice. Now, if you have a super stereo voice and you drop thick really, really quick, and that's your natural sound, bring it back up. Bring it up. Don't make it so um, uh, don't be the guy. I don't know, but you guys probably don't know who. Back in the day, there was this the guy at the movie theater when you went to watch movies. The previews guy that told you about the previews, narrated the pre. It was a very very thick voice with a thick vibration. Make sure you're not going to have that vibration when you're talking, when you're in business, right? You want to be sober. Your voice has to sound sober. It has to sound easy to follow, pleasant. Make your voice be pleasant. And trust me, people are going to respect you because you're going to sound logical and you're going to sound rhythmic. You're going to have harmony, and you're going to be able to measure everything in tempo, the sequence of what you say. Choose your words carefully. I always say this: don't make up words or don't put fancy words where you don't know the meaning is there, because people are you're gonna lose people's respect that way. All right. Let me make a pause and just go quickly to my audience here, my people. All right, let's see. So Rose is here. Hi, Rose. Thank you for coming. Yo is here. Paul is here. Awesome. UPA. I wonder what that means. Awesome. All right. I'll ask her in a little bit. All right. Oh, I see. That's an expression because I'm using my cowboy thing. All right. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, cool. All right. Let's do this. Let's go to the next one. All right. So the third one is confront sarcasm. Okay. Don't let it slip. And here's the thing, guys. So allowing someone to be sarcastic to you, like I've had people be sarcastic when I'm talking to them, right? And if someone is being sarcastic, that means that they don't have self-respect. When people are not being confronted, because when you call these people, you're not confronting them. You're not calling them to go against their principles. You're not calling them the cowboy thing. You're not calling them to make him mad. You're not fighting. I hope you're not calling to create fights, and that's what you got to be careful, because a lot of salespeople have egos, and a lot of people do not understand the difference between being top dogs and alpha people. Right? Top dogs are toxic. Top dogs are looking for a fight, highly competitive, but they're very insecure. Alpha people, men and women, are very confident, very poised, very different type of breed. All right. So when you're calling these people, you're not calling to disrespect them. They requested for a call, because you're not going to be call calling them. This is not a call deal, right? You're calling people because they asked to be contacted. So now that you contact them, you hear some people And if they're going to start being sarcastic, one of the things I do is I always, when I have to antagonize about something that I don't like, right? And this is called true posturing, right? I say, let me ask you, let me stop you for a little bit here. I want to be respectful. I'm not calling you to go against anything that you believe, against your beliefs and principles, your culture. But I noticed that you're making these comments, and I want to make sure that this is a pleasant conversation. This is not to have, to make enemies. This is, if anything, we want to make sure that if we don't understand each other as far as moving forward in the business, let's not do that with our personalities. Let's not ever, hang up being mad at each other. Can we repair this part and see if we can continue? And I have rescued a lot of conversations and a lot of relationships with people that way. When you do that, because you be in logic, remember, guys, my motto is logic doesn't fight with anybody. Logic is the biggest shield that you have against a-holes out there, right? So when someone hears that, provided that they have an ounce of intelligence, they're going to be like, all right, oh, yeah, this guy's not. This is true. I mean, and they're going to change their attitude. At the worst that can happen is they're saying, you know what, you're right. I'm not interested, man. I'm not interested, right? But if you get down to the level and you start being sarcastic, or you get intimidated because you don't know how to handle that situation, you're going to lose customers because you could have recovered customers that way. Some people are having a bad day. Some people probably were scammed before. If they tell me, yeah, the thing is this, Jader, I've been scammed before, and I tell them, listen, so why did you sign up if you don't believe in this? Instead of, because we shouldn't be punished for the sins of other people, of other companies. If somebody else scammed you, it's not my fault. I have nothing to do with that. I didn't do it to you. And on top of that, I'm not calling you. It's not like I'm calling you out of the blue. You requested for this call. So we got to be consequential to what we do. And you're bringing that bad experience. And by the way, check this out. If someone scams you, welcome to the club. That's what it takes when you become an investor. You're subject to lose money, to be scammed, to a lot of things. If you don't have a thick skin, and if your goals are not as important and as massive as your fear, then losing $20,000 will scare you off and you'll never come back. So love average right now. It's right in front of you. Let's make it happen. Now, you already got scammed. What are the chances to get scammed again? I mean, they're smaller than before. And tell me that's not logic right there, right? So very important that you guys understand that. Oh, I got to fight for this. All right, perfect. Do not allow someone to mute you on the phone or video. Part of being respected. When I hear people muting me, I tell them right away. I don't care if it's my prospect. I tell them, listen, I'm sorry. I happen to notice that you've been muting me. And what happens, and I got to be honest, I'm a businessman, right? And a professional. People that mute other people is because they need to have side talks or they're probably need to talk to you, or something is going on. I just want to make sure if this is not a good time, I can call you back at another time, but I'm going to give you full respect. I will never mute you because you deserve my respect. Can I have that respect back? Don't let them mute you. That's disrespectful, and you're not going to be able to sell because they're having side talks. They're probably watching TV, laughing it off with Comedy Central. Please do not allow people to mute you, and do not mute people. All right, you don't do what you don't like to be people doing to you. All right. This is the bonus tip that I wanted to give you guys, and we are almost out of time, but here we go. Do not pitch while your prospect is driving. This is a sign of someone not taking you seriously. All right. And needless to say, do not pitch while you're driving. So what's the problem? Again, it's the same problem when someone is at the supermarket. You're not the most important thing that's going on. So for me to know and take the temperature on someone if this is a possible close for $20,000 is how much of importance. I'll give you an example of the last radical event that took place with a couple. where they drove my setter, whom I trained, was so surgical that he set him up with me. He built me up, right? And these people drove. This is back when in Florida. This is 2024, right? And there was a storm, a huge storm. The power was out. They drove 2 hours to get to a location where they could have signal on the phone. It wasn't until like an hour later of me talking to them when I picked up the phone, when I picked them up and we started talking, that I knew they were in their car. No, Jada, we're in our car. We were waiting for your call, and we're having this conversation all in here. The power went out there as well. We have 4 power outages, and I closed them because these people respected what we were saying. This has a little bit also, I have to admit, it also pertains to how well established the a little bit. Not I can make someone be respectful, but the principle of the company was very. It's a team effort. It's a team effort. Is the how the leads are being selected or selected in the front end. The name of the. I mean, if you have a crappy name, well, first of all, crappy names and crappy names. I'm not talking about the sound of the name, how the sounding of the name or the style of the name, the ethnicity of the name. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about someone who doesn't have a good following, or someone who's the personality is not really professional, or something like that. Whatever it is, you're not going to have good quality leads. All right, so that's the way it is. Wonderful, guys. Tomorrow's Halloween. Have fun. Don't do things. Don't go extreme. Have fun with measure. Always think. Be careful with children. All right. Let's take care of watch the children. Going out to trick or treat. We need to make sure children are safe. Take care of your children. Protect your children at all costs. Make sure they're okay. My name is Jaden Salazar. I'm the founder of Black Label Closers, an organization dedicated to help people become highly effective in the art of closing high-ticket sales. You can attend every Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, our live events on YouTube. We're also on Facebook, Black Label Closers, and you can visit our website, www.blacklabel-closers.com. You can go to school, join the community, school, SKOOL.com, and you can sign up for the free course. You can get your feet wet in there. If you want to be more aggressive, I have a program valued at $1,000 where you only have to invest $97 for you to be able to learn. And if you really want to put your mouth where your money where your mouth is, I never get it right. Your money where your mouth is. Sign up for the partnership, and in the partnership, you and I will be partners, and we're going to split everything down to the middle, 50-50. All right, nobody's going to do that, so that you can start exercising your right to party and close high-ticket sales. All right, thank you very much. See you next Tuesday. Have a good night.